Welcome, 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 my League of Eagles. So, you know what day it is, and I'm grateful that you're here. It's Wednesday. And so we gather for another episode of Leading Ladies Leaving Legacies, and soon to be Leading Ladies and Lords Leaving Legacies, because we're going to be away for a wee bit of time as we redirect, streamline a little bit of everything and come back to you in September, but we'll still be visible everywhere. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. This is Leading Ladies Leaving Legacies, and we're streaming everywhere. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, and we're on all the social media platforms that you can think of. It's a gift for me to be connected with you each and every day that we come together. I am Joy Ruffin, your minister of enlightenment, awareness, and awakenings. And oh boy, are we in that time span now. I'm also your signature style specialist. And our theme, I can't believe we're at the end of July. I bet you can't believe it either. It's you framed in freedom. And along with that freedom, what goes with that? Well, we have so much to share with you and talk about today, because we're going to be talking with our featured guest speaker, and it's all about visibility. Well, isn't that what you're all about? Isn't that what you want? More visibility that brings you more people to be in your community, your tribe, your club, your circle, whatever terminology you choose to give it. So all I'm asking you to do this Wednesday for Leading Ladies Leaving Legacies, soon to be Leading Ladies and Lords Leaving Legacies, just sit back and relax and help me welcome, it's been a long time in the makings, our featured guest speaker, Lois Wyant. But before we do, hold on, I want to share with you a little bit about her. Lois says she grew up in an entrepreneurial background. The spirit was passed down from her parents. And this is what I love. I love it all about her background. I love learning from people. She said from her parents, she started her first business while still in high school. Well, that says a lot. And she later opened a successful portrait studio with her husband. And there's so much more. We're going to find out how she came to do this work that she loves now as a visibility expert, because isn't that what you want to know about? More about? So Lois, as they say on the telly, come on up and welcome Lois Wyant. Welcome to you.
Thanks, Joy. It's such a pleasure to be here. I really appreciate it.
Well, it's a pleasure for me to have you. We've been talking on and off, and it's been a long time in the making. But everyone now, most everyone, is working online in one capacity or another. And most everyone wants to build their community, build their visibility, and get more people to become a part of their extended family, whatever name you choose to give it. So tell us a little bit more about your background and how you came to do this work that you're so passionate about.
Okay, well, so I met my husband through my mother. She really gets to brag about that.
Good.
So I was graduating college, and my goal was to go into Atlanta. I don't know why Atlanta, but I was going to move from Indiana to Atlanta and open a full service bridal shop, dresses, flowers, cakes.
Yes,
everything.
yes.
And so even though my minor was in photography, I had no experience photographing a wedding. So I was looking for a photographer to work with that summer before my senior year. My mom met Jim at a bridal show, and I went and he hired me. And so I started working with him in May, and by October, he bought me a whole camera system because he said I was ready to start photographing weddings. So I started photographing weddings in October. Now, I will tell you, he swears I never paid him back for that photography equipment that he bought. I promise you, I paid it back 10 times. So 42 years later, 8 grandchildren and 3 boys, and here we are.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. That's a great story. That's a great story. And it's all good, but that your mom introduced you to Jim, and she won't let you forget. And here you are at this point in time. How did you come to, and what brought you into this it's somewhat new terrain about visibility and AI? What brought you there? And how are you helping local businesses to increase their visibility? So start there.
Okay. Well, I've transitioned into this era through the studio. So I was in charge of marketing for the studio. We were the first studio with a website, first studio with email marketing. I love learning new things. So my husband was ready to retire. I wasn't. So I continued to doing what I did for the studio for local businesses. And local businesses, they're they're the heart of our community. I love local businesses because they're the ones that are going to hire new people that are local. They're the ones that are going to support the baseball team. They're the ones who are really building and helping build the community. So my heart is with local businesses. And I remember sitting in my office one day, looking out the window and thinking, if I just had the budget of Walmart, imagine what I could do for marketing.
Mm.
But I feel like now with online marketing, AI searches, all of these things make it possible for local businesses to really rank like a Walmart. We have the ability to be able to be in front of the people who are searching for our business.
Well, I think that's a biggie because, and I like the way you phrased that for us and how you brought it to our attention. And I like how you started off by saying, if only you had the budget of Walmart. Don't we all wish for that?
Yeah,
But yet you found your way, right?
right.
Yeah. So tell me this, all of this that you shared with us and what you're doing now,
Mhm.
what are some of the biggest mistakes that you find local business owners or even business owners, they don't have to be local because you're probably global. What are some of the mistakes that they're making with their online marketing?
All right. First mistake, not optimizing your Google business profile properly. Right? There's a
Ah,
lot of content on that little piece. But Google is now, they don't want people to leave Google when they're searching for things. So that's why all your content in your Google business profile is important. So you need to look at, are you filling in your services? Are you filling in your products? Are you filling those in with descriptions, with keywords about what you do, but also your location? Because your Google business profile not only is working with Google, but it's also working with AI searches. So you really need to put in a lot more information and content into your Google business profile. You need to be treat it like a blog on a website. You need
mm-hmm.
to be updating that thing like 3 times a week. You need to be putting daily photos in there that are geotagged. Geotagging, you could put your location and keywords embedded into your image. And these types of things feed the information to AI and to Google. So it makes you more accessible to people when they're searching for you, especially if they're searching for the near me. Those are really important steps.
Wow. You're enlightening me in many ways because I'm not tech savvy, but I love this stuff and I love learning and I learn from everyone. And that's why I continue to do this. But you left me on the sidelines there somewhere. You said 3 times a week for optimization and something you mentioned about go tagging. Give me a little more juice about that.
So when I'm working with a new client, what I will do is look and see what their competition is doing. Because
Uh-huh.
you don't have to do more than what your competition is doing. Okay. So let's look and see, how many posts does your competition have? How many services does your competition have? Because you can really brainstorm services. Like, for example, I have a client who does concrete landscape curbing. Sounds
Mm-hmm.
like one product, right?
Mm.
We broke it down into 60 products. Now, I trust you that anybody searching on Google for anything, as far as like, oh, I need a landscape curbing around my pool, that's a product he has. So AI knows exactly where his landscape curbing can go. So you need to really think outside the box and brainstorm what kind of content can you get into your Google business profile.
We all hear this all the time. I do, you do. I continue to say this all the time because I love Dr. Zeus. Don't ask me why. I have no rationalization for it right now. But everybody says go inside to come to the outside. Go inside. What's on the inside comes from the outside. And also what you just said, the competition and the services and find out what they're doing and then blah blah blah. But it sounds easy. I mean, but it's not that easy. So how do you, especially with your competition, when you have so many out there, how do you zero in on how you're going to customize and optimize what you're doing that's different and more appealing? I know
Well,
it's contingent upon the business, but
yeah.
even so, the nuggets there.
So I have a little secret tool and I can research your competition and I could pull up and see how many reviews do they have? Do they respond to the reviews? Do they include keywords in their reviews? That's an important hint. Make sure you take note of that. How many
Ah.
products do they have? When was the last time they put a product? When's the last time they put a post? What I find out is that the people that are in the top 3 of Google business profiles, once they get there, they stop working it. And so those are the people we go after. So we outdo them because they stop doing what they're doing.
Because I'm assuming, which is always deadly, but we all tend to do it. Most likely, they have reached a pivotal point where they're bringing in maybe the business that they want, but then after they get ready to go back, when that begins to dwindle down, then they realize they got to repeat the cycle over and over. Right. And if I understand you, Lois, what you're saying is keep the flow flowing all the time. Mm-hmm. Keep. Yes, yeah. It sounds so simplistic, and it is once you get the flavor of it. What is it? You said optimization. Is that what you find is one of the biggest mistakes that business owners are making?
Well, I try to respect the fact that business owners are busy running their business. Busy running. They don't have time to research all the things that need to happen online. And so that's where I try to educate them. So optimization means including, you really feeding all the information into what people are searching for. So that could be in your Google business profile. It can be on your website. You need an FAQ section on every page of your website.
What is that? What is that?
Frequently asked questions.
Frequently asked questions.
Yeah.
I love it.
On every page about that service. And you need a page for every service that you offer. Okay. So those are things that you need to observe. Now you also need a page for every location that you service. So if I'm in Franklinton, so I have a page for Zebulon, Raleigh, Durham, Cary, Franklinton. I have a page for each one of those that optimize so that when AI or Google or somebody searching in the area, they know that that's an area that I service and what I do. So those are optimization tricks that you really need to make sure that you have in your back pocket.
Well, it's always the simplistic things that most of us get so caught up in the juice, deep in the forest, that we overlook a lot of these major, and we've turned them into minor considerations. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure that at some point in time, no matter what business you're building, you tend to drop off doing these things that you're mentioning. Before we take a quick reset here, you mentioned something earlier and I caught it, but I don't understand. You said something about posting 3 times a week at least, and you said something about go tagging or go tag or go post or go G or something. What was that?
Yeah, so it's called geotagging, and there's some programs that actually will do this for you. But what that means, so think about it as the computer doesn't visually see what the picture is. It only reads the code that makes that picture. Mm-hmm. So in that coding, you've got to put in your keywords and you have to put in your locations. So that can all work into the coding, and that's what the search engines and the robots and all those things, that's what it's reading. So if you have, let's say, HVAC and you have a picture of putting in a furnace, then you can actually list like your 3 best furnaces in that geotag and 3 of your best locations. So now when the search engines are reading your website, they come to that picture and they go like, oh, okay, you service these areas and you have these types of furnaces that you like. So it's geotagging is just letting the computer systems know what you do by putting it into the photograph.
Lois, thank you for that explanation, because I don't assume anything anymore, and yet I think we all do it from time to time. I'm thinking, I don't quite know what that means, and you explained it to me quite clearly, so I understand it now. 3 times a week, I said, woo, but I can kind of perceive what that would be like, and then the go tagging, so on. So you really have to get someone who really is a marketing AI visibility expert, as you are. Sounds good. I mean, I listen, I learn all the time and I love learning. Thank God I'll be this way all through my life, the time that's left here. Let me take a quick little reset, Lois. And when I come back, I want you to talk to me about some of the automated strategies, other than what you alluded to briefly here. Give us a little bit more detail and data about that. And then my VA is going to be running across the screen your information, and we're going to put up your poster. So hold tight. Going to slip you into the green room, and we'll be back with you in just a second. All right. Hold tight. Okay. Oh, she's a trooper. All right. My Eagles, ladies and gents and lords, this is time that I'm inviting you. We'll be changing this soon. We're going to be away for the month of August, but we're going to be with you in all on all the other social media platforms, doing a lot of different things, but we won't be doing a broadcast until September. And this will be changed to Leading Ladies and Lords Leaving Legacies. And that means that every now and then we'll have a surprise male guest come into our studios, because we're not about total femininity. We're about total divine femininity and the divine masculine and feminine combined. And we're talking about your presence and how you show up. We're looking for your vision and mission and purpose to be stated in the Facebook group. And I think we're having a little bit of some issues with the Facebook group, but we're going to iron those out here soon. And if you're not a member, you're invited to come with your vision, your purpose, and the mission. It has to be shared, just like Lois is sharing with us today. So come and join and connect with us. We're building a community here that you belong in. You are a part of it. And then I have a YouTube channel. And that YouTube channel is Joy Ruffin, Fashioning Femininity, Style, and Truth. And this is not only about signature style, it's very much about that, but it's all about the other elements that are involved. That's why it's Fashioning Femininity, Style, and Truth. And when I say the divine, I'm talking about the divine masculine and feminine united and joined together towards total equality. You'll find us here every Thursday. I think it's at 6 p.m. We change sometimes, but that's where we'll be. And it'll be all kinds of different topics, which you are invited to subscribe to like, to comment, and do all the other things that you need to do so you can keep us afloat. Now let's take a look at Lois's graphic. This is a beautiful graphic. Please take a screenshot, take a snapshot here and now, because she has all the information here where you can connect with her. She's really about local businesses, not only where she's at, all over the world. So wherever you are, she can support you in getting more visibility to your business, whatever type of business it is. She's already given us a lot of tips and tools that we can utilize. And I don't believe for a second that any and everybody out there is up to speed with all the things that she shared with us just so far. So please take a screenshot and a snapshot, and we'll be scrolling across the screen her data, her information, and meet her one-on-one. You won't regret it. She's a quiet dynamo. That's the best way I can put it. I heard you chuckle, Lois. So now tell us about some of the strategies as far as automation that the people that you work with can bring to the table. You can support them in bringing to the table.
Well, you got the regular things, like you have an opt-in on your website and somebody logs in, so chooses that, and you automate it so that that piece of information gets to them, and then they get into an email sequence, and you drip emails to them for 2 or 3 weeks, preferably 3 weeks. But so I used to have a coach say, keep mailing them until they opt out or die. So there you go. Yeah. But with AI, there's so many other things now. Like one of my favorite automations right now is an AI chat that talks to you on your website. So we have the attention span less than a goldfish, which I have no idea how much time that is. Mm-hmm. But we don't want to sit there at our computer and type into a chat bot. So if you have a chat bot that's going to talk to you, then it can actually schedule an appointment. So imagine waking up tomorrow with 2 or 3 more appointments, because while your business was closed, you were sleeping, people are still searching for you. So why not have something there that will automatically create appointments? And that same AI chat can be the one that answers your phone. So we hate, all of us, I don't care what your age is, we hate leaving messages on voicemails, because we know you're not going to call us back.
The worst. It's the worst, really. And it's so prevalent now. It permeates everything. But, I loved your expression there, because I love humor and I love laughter, as serious as I can be. But you said that drip drop system that you can use with your email series, and you stay on there until they dropped out or they drop dead.
Yeah.
I think that's really clever. You can use that somewhere. But you also mentioned something else, Lois, that I'm very keenly aware of, because I'm very wordy, and words are important to me. And I use them because of all the lack that is in my DNA, which doesn't bother me or faze me one way or the other now. But we do have, most all of us, an attention span that's boom. That's why I call it the Insta society. If it's too convoluted and too involved, we're not reading through all that boom, boom, boom. We get lawyers to do that, because it's too much. So how do you circumvent something like that? Because how do you keep it short and succinct and impactful so that they will read it?
Yeah, all right. So it's got to be real. It's got to be short. It has to be like short paragraphs, 1, 2 sentence, no more than 2 sentences in a
I
paragraph.
agree. I said
Bullet
three, but
points
two.
are really important because I will tell you, I'm the one that reads the bullet points, right? Just get to the point and tell me what you want me to know, or give me the link to register for whatever it is you're doing. But so short bullet points, no fluff content. So honestly, right now, if you're using AI to write your emails, you need to like really, really train it well because
Exactly.
AI
Yeah,
gets wordy. And if you send me an email that says, I hope your day is going well, I'm not going to open it. I'm not going to read it. I'm going to just delete it because I know that you wrote that with AI. So
yeah.
you need to train your AI to not say things like that if you're going to use it. And you need to keep your content short because people don't want to read a lot of content.
I agree, Lois. And not only do you have to keep it short, I'm asking somewhat, but I found this to be true for me because I have trained and I continue to train the AI that I work with. And I always write my own content and my flavor. And then when they come back to me with some kind of word that I see everywhere, I said, no, 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 we have to make it fresh and me. But I find that a lot of people just take whatever is given to them and it doesn't have the flow and the flavor of and the flair of who they are. It doesn't speak in their language. So
Right.
how do you get it? I know how you get it, but how do you tell people to train it to get to your rhythm and how you speak?
You have to share it. All right, you have to share with it. I like creating videos. So I have a course in which it trains you how part of the course is training you how to train your AI. And one of the things is you tell it everything. You tell it
Tell it
about
everything.
where you came from, the history of your business, the goal of your business, who you serve, all these things. And I like to do it in a video and then extract the content from that video and put it in.
Hmm.
It's learning how you talk and it's learning your language. The other thing is don't be afraid to correct it. You treat it like a new employee. Treat it like an employee and teach it how to do the different things you want it to do. But when it does something wrong, correct it. Sometimes I've said, you know what, you're not listening to me and you're frustrating me. You need to understand this. And it
I'm
will
only laughing because I've done that.
they would apologize and say, I'm sorry, you're right, I'm not listening. And then we like start back over again. It's like starting on a new platform.
Yeah, yeah.
But you
Because
don't
I think
need to
we
really talk to it.
I, I love how you explain that because it happens. And I think for me, I forget sometimes because sometimes it comes back with a rewrite of what I've already said in a
Mhm.
much more expressive, succinct tone and delivery. But
Mhm.
oftentimes I have to tell it, are you listening? I said not to do that. And please, do I have to repeat things over and over to you? And then I remember it's a robot.
Yeah.
It's
You know,
Gene.
but you know what? Okay, so all right, here's my this is my personal secret, okay?
Yes.
When I open chat, I want to make sure I'm in the right frame of mind. So I will ask it to say a prayer with me. And it'll actually write out a prayer for me to say, and it's like, okay, now we're starting really, really well here.
That's brilliant. So then you're in sync
Yeah.
because you've united through prayer together. Ooh, brilliant, brilliant. Listen, I don't know where the time goes here, Lois, but I can already tell, which I knew, but it's nice to hear you speak it, that you're full of all kinds of tips and tidbits and nuggets that we can all utilize. But talk to us about how to build a fully blueprint booklet that you already written, I think,
Yeah.
that creates consistent calls, trust, and growth within their company, with them becoming an expert. So tell us a little bit more about that because you're telling us how to build a fully booked blueprint that
Yeah. So,
creates
yeah. So I have a system called the Fully Booked Blueprint, in which there's 4 blocks to it.
for. Mhm.
And they're not in like any particular order. There's just 4 blocks. So you might be over in this block, and then you need to build up these blocks. But these are blocks that need to be aware of and make sure that you're, working on them. So like the tech block is like your website, your local search, your mobile. Are your people don't understand how important the mobile is. I mean, you have to have a certain speed. You have to make sure it looks good.
Ooh.
If your website's not Google mobile friendly, you can't rank number one. So it's important to know these things. And then your visibility. Are you on Google? Are you using techniques to get you on AI? Are you on your Google business profile? Are you
Mm,
getting reviews? You've got to get regular reviews. Do you need to do video so that you can stand out more? Did you know Google owns YouTube? So whatever you do on those two platforms helps your Google rankings. You have to work on your boat, on your growing. Do you have automations to set up so that it will grow with your business? Do you have a membership that keeps your people regularly connecting with you? And then you have your client flow. All right. You don't know when people are searching for you. You need to be available somehow 24/7. You need a way to capture leads. You have to build your own email list because you can't depend on Facebook or social media because you could get kicked off. And then what happens to all those people that you have
mm.
with? They're gone. But if you're collecting their emails, you stay in contact with them. So all of these work together to create a system for you that keeps you regularly booked.
Well, you've already enlightened me in a lot of ways, but three specific that you just spoke to. I was aware, as we all are somewhat, I think, and I never assumed for anyone, but I think that we all know about, I call him Dr. Google, because Dr. Google is involved everywhere. And I did know that Google owns YouTube, but every now and then I kind of forget that.
Yeah.
So all the things that you mentioned about Google, and you talk about the Google and the email, not the email, the cell phone. Now,
Mhm.
what did you say that the Google, could you repeat that? Because I missed something, the four different blocks, the tech block and the other three you didn't mention, but give us a little bit more about that. We have a minute or two.
Right. So your website must be mobile friendly, but it has to be Google mobile friendly. So
Google, okay, that I
yeah.
got.
So there's tests out there where you could test how fast your website loads. Because if you're not, I think right now it's like 2.6 seconds. If you're not in that time frame, first off, if I'm sitting there, 70% of searches are on phone now. All right. If I'm
Yes.
sitting there on my phone, because I have fish attention span less than.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
was sitting there on my phone and your site's not locking up. Yeah, I'm in the next guy because you took too long. All right. And then the other thing is that your buttons have to be, everything has to lay out right for mobile so that I can read it. I can push the buttons. If you're asking for information, I need to be able to type in and put in my name and information. So everything on your website needs to transfer into mobile really well.
Ah, okay, got it. Received. And thank you for the clarification. You also mentioned something about membership. Now, you're talking about membership that a person has within their community, a group circle membership, or a membership to the social media. What type of membership are you talking about?
A membership for your business.
For
So
your business.
yeah, so for example, like an HVAC company, they have memberships where they come out seasonally and check your furnace and your air conditioner. So what kind of membership can your business have? And it's so fun to brainstorm that. And it could be a paid membership or it could be a beneficial membership. Like restaurants have, you join their little app or you join in their email list, and then they have the birthday club where you get a free whatever.
Yes.
Your
Ah,
birthday.
okay.
They're trying to get you back in, and because you're not going to celebrate your birthday by yourself. And if they give you like a free appetizer, everybody else is not going to eat just one appetizer, so everybody's going to order. So what kind of membership can your business have, whether it's paid or not paid, that keeps people in touch with your business?
Wonderful. Oh my goodness, Lois, I tell you, we'll have a lot more conversations because I love learning. And every time I learn something, I take it to my team, and 90% of the time, 99, they know it. But then we keep improving on little things that need to be. So thank you for that.
Mhm.
Now, where does the time go? This thing called time is like change, it's constant. There's no such thing as time and change, it just happens. That said, what food for thought, what pearls of wisdom, what takeaway? What do you want people to walk away with? I don't know why, but my engineer was not scrolling across unless I missed it. A lot of your information. We'll find out why a little bit later. But tell us a little bit of whatever you want to leave us with and how best we can connect with you. And we'll put up your graphic once again.
Okay. My favorite line is, it's not your competition that's going to put you out of business. It's not keeping up with technology that's going to put you out of business. So You need to either be able to keep up with the technology that's available to you or hire somebody like me that can help you know what technology is there for your particular type of business.
Well, I don't think you could have ended on a better note. And I love the way you ended, because it's not about technology, but it is because to keep yourself prevalent and ongoing, you need to get on board and learn all that you can. And what you can't, get people who have more knowledge than you. Lois, I said it before, but you're a quiet wizard. And I love that. Stay in the groom room, and I'll be back with you in just a second. And thank you, thank you, thank you. I enjoyed every moment of this, and I learned. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You are more than welcome. My Eagles, thank you for sharing this moment with us. You know that I honor your presence, your energy, and your openness to growth, because that's exactly what Lois shared with us with her parting words. Technology, if you want to stay on board and on top of it, you have to come aboard and do it in a way that's going to maximize. I know I'm guilty as well of getting all the tips and tools to be able to do that. So I'm going to leave you with this once again: empowerment. It's used everywhere, but without liberation, it means nothing. It's incomplete. So let us let go of the old conditioning and the programming and create space for true empowerment to take place. So join me every week for a soulful conversation. Now, we're taking this little hiatus, being going to be away. I'm sick of the word hiatus because there's so much going on in Joy Robin's life, but that doesn't keep me from staying on board and on top. We'll be back with you in September, but we'll be posting far and wide everywhere the whole month of August, inviting you to come and be a featured guest speaker like Lois, not only here on the live, but also on the radio show that I do, which goes out on all the social media platforms. So be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share whatever it is that you're doing, that we're doing with you, whatever floats your boat or whatever perks your imagination or energy, then come aboard and share it with us so we can stay connected. And if you're looking for more information, we're here every Thursday on YouTube, but you can get to my website where we'll go deeper and explore lots of other offerings to you. And remember that this is the month that we're leaving here. I can't believe it. It's all about you, framed in freedom. Something beautiful will always be unfolding for you here, because we're all about truth, love, and beauty, harmony, balance, and unity. And add a little bit of grace in there. It's all about you, framed in freedom. Your individuality is at play. It needs to be at play all the time, because you are the new force. And don't forget to connect with us next week. And make sure you connect with Lois Wyant, W-Y-A-N-T, because she has so much to share with you. You got the C's in the beginning briefings of all the things that she can offer. So stay tuned, my Eagles. And remember, you are the best of the best. And until we connect again soon, from my heart to yours, much, much love. Cheers.